Hello guys, welcome to the video. Today I want to talk about a serious topic. So let's get right into it. As you guys know, Ukraine is being invaded by the army of the Russian Federation. The president of Russia has put his government on nuclear high alert, and we are at the mercy, yet again, of greedy politicians that want to take away our freedoms, want to push us down more in a downward spiral, and we are at the mercy of the times. A few years ago, I had a conversation with a roommate of mine, and I stated that after COVID, people may find a way to excuse for a war to happen. We saw this in the 1940s. We saw this in the 1912s. 1914. And we're seeing it again in 2022. What I want to talk about is how can you prepare for times like this? Me being as young as I am, I'm 29 years old. I haven't seen war like we are seeing it right now on Ukraine soil. And one of the things that I want to talk about is how to prepare ourselves. And one of the things that you have to prepare yourself for is know all the back roads to your city. So if you live in a city that is big, make sure to know all the back roads of that such city. Why do I say this? Well, when people want to flee a city like you've seen in Ukraine, the major highways are going to be the easiest one to access. But as you can see, traffic jams ensue when people are trying to evacuate a city. So try to learn every back city street that you can that can lead you out of a major city or a big town. Try to understand which way is better for you to get out of town if you need to, if there's an invasion, if there's an attack. Make sure you know your city and you know where to go, like we say, through the back door. Another thing you can do is have a bag ready with clothing, with some snacks, with food and water. The reason for this is if the power goes out and we are in the middle of a war, you may want to have supplies so that when you leave a place, you're not completely stranded and at the mercy of the government. You can provide for yourself. Make sure you have bottles of water that have insulation so that you can keep your water cold or hot, however you prefer. Make sure to have snacks on those bags. Make sure to have at least a week worth of clothing. And make sure to understand where your emergency plans is going to lie. Have a first aid kit. You never know when you're going to need it. Especially have something that you can tie around a leg or something if you get shot or you get hurt. You want to put like pressure on the wounds. So make sure you know how to use those and make sure to have your kits ready with bags as well. Coordinate as a family what your plan of action will be. If there's an emergency, plan how you're going to get out of the house, how you're going to get out of the city, plan who you're going to go to, who you're going to talk to, who you're going to stay with. Make sure you have all those things set aside just in case this happens. It doesn't mean that we're going to be attacked here in the United States anytime soon. But it means that you never know what might happen. A civil war may break out with all that is happening in this country. We have the potential threat of a Russian invasion or attack or war, right? So we want to make sure that you have all these things set aside for you to prepare. The other thing you have to do is have some sort of defense ready. If you're a father of a family, make sure that you have something prepared to defend yourself and your family. Don't do anything stupid. Remember, if there's somebody coming at you with a gun, they're probably more trained than you are. But at the same time, have something ready to protect yourself. You never know when this is going to come in handy. You never know when all of this can be the reason the Second Amendment is still legit and is still a law that we fight for, because we have the right to defend ourselves and our families. So make sure you learn how to use weapons. Make sure you know how to defend yourself. Make sure that you have a plan with your family as to how this is going to turn out. And if us men have to stay, like in the case of Ukraine, make sure you know what you're doing, or else you're going to get badly injured or worse. Have plenty of water with you at all times. You need to hydrate, especially if you're not eating anything because there's no food or there's no supplies. Make sure that you have enough water in your body. If you don't have enough water in your body, you can die quicker than if you have no food on your body. So make sure you have water. Try to pick up some skills, maybe some hunting, maybe some shooting. These skills will serve you well. Learn how to make a bonfire by yourself with no tools. And if you do have the tools, keep them in your emergency bag. You never know when this is going to come in handy. Another thing you can do that can help you is understand the enemy's intentions. If the enemy's intentions is to go and strangle a government, then don't try to play the hero and confront them. Unless you know what you're doing, don't try to be a hero unless it's necessary. Of course, like if you see a baby or something that is in the way that is going to get hurt or is going to get killed, and you think you have the ability to help that person, go ahead and do so. But if you don't have to play the hero, don't be a hero. The most likelihood is that you're going to get shot and you're going to get hurt. So instead, try to understand what you can do, what you cannot do to help others. Build a community around you. Make friends with your neighbors. I know some of them are annoying. I get it. But those neighbors, if they share your values and they understand what's going on around the world, I'm pretty sure they're going to help one another. You need support. You need a community. You need somewhere to go to in case something bad like this happens. What is stronger than one family? 2, 3, 4, 5 families working together. So you want to make sure that you understand where you're going, where you're headed, and what the plan is. These are things that can save your life. Another thing is locate and know where to locate the nearest hospital in your town. Understand how to get there. And try to be as proactive as you can. Don't hoard stuff in the supermarkets. Just because there's a crisis coming up or eventually coming up, don't steal more stuff than you actually need, because people are going to need that stuff as well. It's not just your survival, it's the survival of everybody else. COVID taught us that toilet paper was really important for some weird reason, and it disappeared from every single store. And when you needed toilet paper, there was none to be found. So make sure that you don't hoard stuff and that you don't take stuff away from other people that need it. Yeah, it might be a quick way to get rich, like with hand sanitizer and shit, or the PlayStation 5 situation, but it's not worth it, because that hoarding that you're doing can lead to somebody else's deprivation of a material that they need for their own survival. Of course, a PS5 is not something you need for survival, but food, toilet paper and stuff like that, it is. So make sure not to hoard stuff when you go to the stores. Thank you. And I think the last thing you need to do is prepare yourself. As a man, this is going to take a lot of psychological strain on your mind. You're going to be on high alert every single day until the war ends. You're going to be trying to protect your family, trying to protect your loved ones. And I don't know who might need this video in the future. All I know is that I'm doing it right now. So in case something worse happens down the line because of this conflict, some of you are prepared. And I think this is the right thing to do as a YouTuber. I think that we have to bring awareness of how to protect yourself and how to protect your family. Understand this. If you're in Ukraine right now and you're seeing all this stuff going down, you're going to see things, or you're seeing things that nobody else is seeing. You are seeing death. You're seeing destruction. You're hearing guns fire all the time. Make sure that you take care of yourself so that you can take care of your families. Make sure to communicate with somebody how you're feeling, how depressed you are, how anxious you are, how difficult this situation is, not only for you, but for everybody else around you. Try to build that community and try to communicate as efficiently as you can. This will help you out. The other thing, as soon as this is done, try to get medical help. Mental health will take a downturn because of this sort of events. It did with COVID. It certainly will do with this Ukrainian crisis. So make sure that when everything, the dust settles, to get mental health checked and to get yourself checked and your family, because you probably are seeing stuff that you have never seen before. For us Americans, guys, we don't know what's going to happen next. We don't know what our vice president is going to do next. We don't know what NATO is going to do next. We don't know what the Russian government is going to do next. We don't know what the Russian president is going to do next. All we know is that we should be on our toes. We should be on the lookout. We should be ready for anything, any sort of circumstances. This is not about liberals or conservatives. This is not about politics. This is human greed at its finest, or at its worst. So one lesson we can take away from this, Americans, is let's not be greedy. Let's be humble. Let's work together. Let's try to communicate. We might disagree with climate change and, I don't know, politics, and if whether your hair is natural or painted in colors. It doesn't matter right now. What matters is your values. Do you value other human life? Do you value your neighbor's life, whether you agree with him or not? Do you value somebody by the efforts they do? Do you value those who are trying to protect you? That's what matters here. To all our men and women serving us today, I want to personally thank you. I know that you soldiers are on high alert. I know that you guys are going to go to the front lines and you're going to be the braves that you always have been. I know that you probably are around different countries in the world. Please, take care of yourselves. Take care of your comrades. Make sure to come back alive to your families. To those Ukrainian soldiers and fathers of family, I am praying for you. I hope that you guys beat the Russian army. I hope that you are able to protect your homeland. I hope that you guys are able and capable to defeat this enemy. And if not, I hope that some sort of response happens soon. And to those on the other side of the conflict, I know you're following orders. I know you have no choice in the matter. But heaven, there is no way your arms can reach boxing against God. And you are boxing against the well-being of other human beings. And if history has taught me anything, which I love history, especially the first two great wars and other wars as well, if anything has been shown, is that the aggressor never ends up well. It never ends well for the aggressor. For some reason, I know the Romans were able to get away with it, so were the Greeks, but for some reason in the recent times, it has never gone well for the aggressor. So think about that. Think about your families. Think about what you're doing to other families and make a decision. The world is watching, and we gotta be ready for the worst, but hope for the best. Guys, if you like this video, make sure to subscribe, turn on the notifications. I hope that you guys are aware of what's going on around the world and that we don't ignore this like we have ignored many other issues. Stay safe, my friends. People of Ukraine, I'm praying for you.